You guys, I'm so happy with the roses. They're now up to here, going up the arbor right there. So almost up to, I'm 5 foot, like almost 4. So I would say just hitting about almost 5 feet, a little less. But we have it. I got it to go up this arbor. I forgot what is this called though, but it's so pretty. And I was looking at some of these over here. I don't know if you can tell it on camera. So I did get it to be this baby pink color, but then some of them that are on, like this one specifically, looks more like it has a yellow tint, even though it does have some pink edging. So I know it's still the same thing. And this specific variety that I got to go up the arbor, I can't remember what it was called, but it wasn't a thornless completely, but it was almost thornless. And I got that so that when I'm walking by, if I had to prune or anything like that, they wouldn't be poking me. But this is the first year that my goats didn't attack it. And so, because we got the goats on the other side, and so actually seeing it get high and coming into bloom, and then we have like all of these right here that haven't opened up yet, but there's gonna be so many blooms there, and then there's like so many blooms around here that haven't opened yet, and down here, and then we have some here. It's just really exciting to see that this year we'll have a lot of blooms going up the arbor. And I did fertilize with a rose fertilizer, specifically it was before spring came, so I actually have to read those instructions and see. I don't know anything about growing roses, so if you do, if I'm supposed to fertilize again, let me know. But I came out here and I kind of just flattened this bed a few days ago. Aiden, my son, he weeded this bed for me. This is our first garden bed right here, and I'm gonna be planting corn in this bed, specifically sweet corn. I am, let's see, where's my camera stand? Last year, so we've been, this is our 3rd year gonna be gardening on this property, and the first year I don't know what I was thinking, but I planted my corn 9 per square foot, and I have no idea what I was thinking. I was thinking that I did them that close before, and then after I made that video and look back at previous pictures in my old garden, I'm like, I didn't plant them 9 per square foot. That's what I plant bush beans, and that's what I plant onions. And so then last year I planted them, I don't remember how close I planted them, and I did get some corn, but not a lot of sweet corn. I only got a couple sweet corn, and then I do still have some of the, actually let me go get it and I'll show you. So I had this, forgot what is it called, but like a dent corn, D-E-N-T. The pack's in my house, and this is like a grinding corn, I'm pretty sure. And then I had this red one, and I think this one was a popcorn, if I'm not mistaken. And I am gonna grow these again. Like, just look how pretty they are. That's why I saved these 2, so that I could save seeds from them and grow it again, since they did so well. But I didn't save any sweet corn because I didn't have that many, and so the kids just ate them fresh. But I did get this corn from Haas Tools last year, and it does say that it has a 99.7% germination rate. And this is our Argent sweet corn, 85 days. It has 150 seeds. This bed is 3 feet by 15, which if I did 1 per square foot would be 45 corn, but I think 45 corn seeds. But I think I'm going to plant them, instead of 12 inches apart, I'm going to plant them 9 inches apart. And I'm pretty sure when I did the math, that gave me 60 corn. And since this said, I was thinking originally about doing 2 per hole, and that would take up like almost the whole packet. But since this says it has a 99% germination rate, and it was just from 2023, I think I'm gonna just plant one per hole, so 60 corn. and we'll see how it does. I don't know. I just hate like when they both sprout and then you have to like pick one away. Like I don't like that. I have a hard time. But I got this one because it was white corn, and it just was something different than your standard yellow corn. So I'm gonna plant it in this bed. Like I said, I already flattened it. I probably should add some fertilizer on there and then water it in. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I got this big bag of neem fertilizer, and it's a 4-2-1, 4 being the nitrogen, because if you're familiar with like neem oil and how it repels like aphids and stuff like that, neem fertilizer can do the same with like bugs. It smells just like, if you're familiar with that smell of like the neem, it smells exactly like that. Where's my, let me show you. It's very funky, just like the neem. And I read that the neem fertilizer, the neem meal fertilizer, is really good at not only because it has a 4-2-1, so it's high in nitrogen, and corn is mostly green, so it needs a high nitrogen, but also because it helps repel pests inside your soil. And so I'm putting this down hoping that it will help with like aphids and like grubs and any kind of bad. I know I have a lot of roly-polies and stuff like that, so I'm gonna sprinkle this all over, rub it in, and then plant the corn seeds. Off camera, I just went ahead and fertilized my in-ground bed of garlic and dwarf tomatoes, and then also my 2 beds of onions, because I would have had to, my alarm would have rang tomorrow to fertilize them, but since I'm already out here, I've been trying to keep up. Oh, I fertilized my potato bed, one of them as well. I've been trying to keep up with fertilizing this year. That's one of my goals. I always I'm not that great at fertilizing, keeping up with fertilization, so this year I really made an effort to try and fertilize better, and so that's why I did that. And then especially because when I got my soil test, I realized that the soil was it needed more nitrogen. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and sit out. I'm gonna sit out the, what are these called, corn seeds, because sometimes I start planting and then I forget where I last left off. So I'm gonna first lay out all the seeds throughout the bed. It's supposed to rain later today into tomorrow, and so that was another reason why I went ahead and fertilized today. I am gonna water these seeds in, but because it's not supposed to rain until much later, and it's gonna be like 80 degrees. I think when I counted, I ended up with 72 corn seeds that I planted in this 3x15 bed, and when I divide that, that puts them at about 7.5 inches apart. And I was just looking up on the square foot gardening method, and it said you could plant, I think, 4 seeds per square foot. So I am planting them a little farther apart. This is just my sweet corn. I am gonna plant a bed of like I said, what is this corn called? Well, one's popcorn and the other one's like grinding corn, and I am gonna plant a bed, like, yeah, you could just pop that seed off and plant it. I am gonna plant a bed of this type of corn, but this corn has 85 days. It says 85 days to harvest. And you don't want your sweet corn and your like popcorn or field corn or anything like that to grow and to be harvesting at the same time. So like if the silks are going at the same time, because then the silks from the sweet corn can mix with the other corn, and then your sweet corn can get really starchy and not really taste like sweet corn. So that's why I'm planting my sweet corn all right here in the front, And then my other corn I'm gonna plant going down some, probably. It's either gonna be in the log raised bed or in one of these beds with trellises. I don't know, we'll have to see. But I'm gonna give it some time. But I'm glad I got this corn planted. The only other thing I wanted to do was, it's looking cloudy, even though it said it's not supposed to rain till later today. It's really cloudy outside. So I think, let me think, what was the other thing I wanted to do? Oh, let me show you. I'm gonna dig up this, I think it's oregano, I'm pretty sure it's oregano. When I planted it here, it was like this big and it looked like it was gonna die, and I just popped it in there because I didn't think it was gonna survive. And that was like I think that was 2 seasons ago. It was last year, and it's definitely survived, and it keeps trying to take over this bed, and I don't want it to. And I don't mind it getting bushy and taking over, I just don't want it to take over this bed. So I'm gonna, and I've already dug up like half of this plant like 3 times, and at one point the soil was really low and I covered it with like 6 inches of soil and it just popped through the soil. So I know it's very resilient. I'm not worried about digging it up and hurting it, but I am gonna try and move it because I want all of my herbs to be condensed. Like if they're not in the green stalks, I want all of my herbs to be in one bed. And I have this other bed where I have summer savory taking over the bed, so I'm gonna put this next to the summer savory, and because I don't mind the summer savory or this oregano taking over the bed. Now I'm going to go to the other bed, dig a really big hole so that I could plop that oregano right into the ground. So I've already moved all this dead stuff out of the way, but same thing with this summer savory that you see taking over this bed. I planted it when it was this big and it was in this corner of this bed, and it's been here 2 years and it's spread. It's taking over the bed. So what I've been doing is moving back all the dead spots, and I just put this, can you see that? I put this flower here, I dug it out from somewhere else. This was a jalapeno plant that was planted over this way in this bed last year, and I wintered it and it's starting to come back. And there's another one right there, and I planted them at the sides. And then for the oregano that we just saw, I'm going to dig this soil out. What I say is, let the best herb win. So you can see that took quite a bit of soil with it, and hopefully so there's still some roots. I think I have a couple empty spots in the Greenstalk that I'll stick these in, and if they survive, great. If they don't, great. It's fine either way. But I am gonna get some soil to backfill this place, and I actually see some of these beets. I'll show you closer up. So I didn't even realize, because last time I checked these beets, they didn't have any bulbs, but you can see that now, like I see a big one right there. These are 2 big ones. And these were, they were supposed to be yellow beets. And so it's nice to know that I do have some yellow beets over here. So basically, when I was working on my garden plan last night and thinking about what I was going to be doing today, I realized that I'd rather all of my herbs be in the in-ground, or they're not really in-ground, but like the beds that, like my wooden sized beds that aren't only 6 inches high, rather than taking over this whole forever garden bed. One, because I can use the back fence to grow things that are vining, like tomatoes or cucumbers or pole beans or anything like that. But the way that location where the oregano was at was all the way pushed up against the back, and so I couldn't really use that section. And because if it wants to take over, let it take over an in-ground bed where I'm trying to keep weeds down. So that's why I don't mind that summer savory taking over that bed. And even when it died back, I left all of that dead debris there because it was keeping down weeds, where other spots, uncovered soil wants to grow weeds. I did go ahead earlier today and pick up a bag of, let me turn you around. I picked up a bale of straw because once my, what is it called? I planted strawberries in one of those 2x3 beds. I have asparagus in this purple bed, and I was weeding around it because I have some more strawberries. I don't even know if I told you guys that my strawberries came. I ordered 500 strawberries between me and a friend, and we both got 250. And so I don't think that I showed this, but in front of my Greenstalks, I have 2-leaf Greenstalks, the green ones, and I am affiliate with them. So if you ever want to get a Greenstalk, you can use Family 10 and get $10 off of your Greenstalk. But I planted those 2 out with my bare root strawberries, and whoa, in this box I still have probably about 100 strawberries left. But then I planted 25 strawberries in here, and so I'm going to use that straw bale to cover that. And then the I have one more Greenstalk coming. It's the new pink one that they're coming out with, and I got that in the leaf as well. So I know I can plant, I think it's 42 more strawberries in there, and I have almost 100 left. The rest of the strawberry roots are going to go into this bed with asparagus once I get all of the asparagus bed weeded. Right now it has a lot of grass growing in it. And then the last place I planted strawberries, so I have about 75 in the Greenstalks, 25 in that forever garden bed, and then I had 50 inside. I don't know if I showed this either, but I planted about 50 in this bed. So this bed right here is a 3x6 bed, and my son wasn't able to get that T-post out because I had a hoop here last year, and that T-post is actually, that T-post got stuck inside of the ground, and so when it bent when he was trying to take it up. And so I'm just gonna have him like push it back up, put one more T-post on this side, and I'm gonna use string or something or wire to hold up my raspberries. So I planted, I think 9 raspberries. These are bare root raspberries I got from Tractor Supply, and they all germinated. And if I put one more T-post on this side, straighten that one back up since we can't get it off the ground, I can use, as these raspberries grow bigger, even if I do need to add 4 more T-posts, 2 at this end and 2 at this end, to hold the raspberry canes up. But at the base of the raspberry I planted 50 strawberries here. So far I have planted out 150 strawberries, but I still have about 100 left. And like I said, it's going to be 42 inside the Greenstalk that I'm getting, and then the last of them I'm going to plant in that forever garden bed with the asparagus. But I need to weed it first, and I need to get some more soil for the Greenstalk. They said it was going to ship on Monday, and today is Wednesday, so it should be here really soon. I've just been watering those bare root strawberries every day to keep them from drying out, and they are doing well. I got them from Johnny Seeds, and the reason why we got more than just getting like 100 is because the more you get, obviously the cheaper the price. It is, the sun has came back out. It did start raining for a little bit, and I went inside for a second, but now you can see the sun is back out, and I need to go to the store and, like I said, get some soil for the Greenstalk, the new Greenstalk that's coming, and it's going to be a leaf planter. And I'm actually thinking about planting it or stacking it up right in front of my door at the side right there, and it's going to be pink. So I'm going to get soil because it takes 5 cubic yards of soil to fill a Greenstalk. I'm going to get some soil to fill in this Forever Garden bed, and then I'm going to plant it with tomatoes going along the fence, just extra tomatoes I have. And in the front, after I harvest all of these beets, I'll plant the front of it with either bush beans, dwarf like zinnias, or dwarf marigolds, or dwarf something that is low and it's not going to shade out the tomatoes. And I think that's pretty much it. I love my roses. They look so pretty every time I look over there. I can't wait for it to get really, really high and go up. It's going to be amazing. I actually have to leave now, so I'm going to part ways with you guys, but I'm pretty happy with what we did. I'm sweating right now. I have on sweatpants. I need to change into shorts because it's 80 degrees. But we planted the corn, we moved the herbs. I did plant sunflowers in that Forever Garden bed. I didn't get to lay down the straw, but I can do that when I come back. And that's pretty much it. I'll have to see you guys next time we're out in the garden. Maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, but I'll see you guys and catch up with you guys later. Bye guys.